Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Happy Tuesday. There we go. Today's training topic, how to overcome imposter syndrome so you can succeed in your coaching business. How to overcome imposter syndrome so that you can succeed in your coaching business. Super excited to talk you guys through this training today. As you are coming in, drop us a comment. Let us know you're here. Let us know where you're watching from. Let us know the coaching niche you're exploring or where you're watching from. Would love to hear who is with us today. As you guys are joining, I'm just going to go ahead and check my mobile device to make sure I am streaming into the Facebook group. I want to make sure you guys can see me, can hear me. So as you're coming in, drop me a comment and let me know. Betty, I can hear you. The audio is working, because I want to make sure before I get going and talk your ear off on today's topic that you can see me, you can hear me. What's up, Heather? Heather's here today. Heather Copey is here if you have any questions. If you're looking for any specific links, Heather Copey is one of our business experts in the Build a Six-Figure Coaching business. She works on my team. Be sure to reach out to her with any questions. I also advise you to check your DMs. Heather has likely DM'd you at some point. She reaches out to everybody that joins this group to make sure you feel fully supported. We have a ton of free training buried within this group, so Heather can find out based on what you want to learn. She can direct you to the training that you need. So do make sure you either DM Heather Copey, she just commented in the links, or check your message request folder. You have to click the three little bots and check the message request folder to get your message from Heather if you're not yet Facebook friends with Heather. What's up, Lee? Lee is with us today. What's going on, Hallie? Hallie, our Facebook group manager, community manager, is with us today too. Roman's here. What's up, Roman? One of our members of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. Super excited to have Roman with us. If you haven't seen, you guys, let's help each other out as a group here. Roman has posted in the Facebook group, he is looking for some people to interview for his ideal client avatar survey. So when you have a hot moment, scroll the postings in the group, look for the posting from Roman. If you fit his ideal client avatar profile, please pay it forward by connecting with Roman and running an ideal client avatar survey with him. What's up, Aria? So good to see you, Aria. Thanks for coming back and joining us. What's up, Trisha? Jackie's here with us. What's up, Jackie? We've got Lisa here. What's up, Lisa? Micah's here. What's going on, Micah? Tammy's here, another member of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. What's up, Tammy? Tammy, one of our superstars. All right, let's get going, guys. So for those of you who haven't met me yet, we continue to have new people joining this Facebook group every single week, which is exciting. We are now officially at 2,000 members in this Facebook group. Drop me some confetti, give me some fun gifs or GIFs or emojis to celebrate with me. We're at 2,000 members. That's very exciting. But yeah, we get new members all the time. So for those of you who haven't met me yet, my name is Betty Kempa. I'm a business coach for coaches, a marketing strategist, a LinkedIn expert. I am an IPEC graduate, for those of you familiar with IPEC. Any IPECians in the house with us today? Drop into the comments if you're an IPECian. Always good to see our fellow IPECians in this group. I am a member of the Forbes Coaches Council, and I am the founder of the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. My specialty is helping corporate renegades. So you guys are my corporate renegades with a dream of coaching in your heart. My specialty is helping them to ditch the 9-to-5, replace their corporate income by repackaging their genius into their coaching business by joining my Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. As always, before we get going, if you'd like additional coaching support with your business, click on the video. There is a link that is attached to the copy of this video. If you click on the link, you'll be able to learn more about the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy, and there's also a link for you to apply for a discovery call with my team. And we love chatting with you guys. The discovery call is a low pressure call for us to get to know you, for you to get to know us, for us to get to learn more about your business challenges and goals. That's your opportunity to ask us any questions. And we can see if you're a fit for the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. All of you should be on the hunt for a business mentor, a business blueprint that you can attach yourself to. You don't want to go it alone when building a business, when doing something this huge, right? You want to attach yourself to people who have been there, done that. Don't do it alone. Okay, again, as you're coming in today, let me know, did you have off, did anybody have off work yesterday? Or did you guys have to go into work? If you had off yesterday, let us know what you did for the day. Always cool to see what you guys are up to. Couple reminders before we get started with today's topic, how to overcome imposter syndrome so that you can succeed in your coaching business. Before we get going with today's topic, couple reminders. Number one, please mark your calendars for the last Choose Your Niche, Nail Your Messaging bootcamp of the entire year. This is the last bootcamp of the entire year. Choose Your Niche, Nail Your Messaging bootcamp. It is taking place November 7th to November 11th. So please mark your calendars. If you want to attend the boot camp, drop the word boot camp into the comments and we will save your seat and we will get you registered so that you receive your free 12-page workbook and that you get assigned your personal concierge to guide you through the boot camp process. That's part of the magic of the boot camp, is you get assigned your own personal boot camp concierge to guide you through the process to customize the experience just for you. Again, the purpose of this boot camp is to help you choose a profitable niche that you love to work with, who can also afford your services. So that's number one. Number two is so that we can help you nail your messaging so that your audience is very clear on who you help with what, and so that they are attracted to your messaging so you can get some discovery calls booked. So that's the goal of this boot camp here. We will be dropping the registration page soon for you to register directly using the link. But for now, just drop the word boot camp into the comments if you want to attend, so we can get you on the waiting list, so we can save your seat. Or you can DM me or Heather Copey to let us know if you want to attend, and we can save your seat. People joining the boot camp. So we have many people who like to join again and again. So maybe you've attended in the past, but you didn't get to attend all 7 days. Maybe you missed a couple days. Maybe you kind of fell off the radar. You didn't get all your homework done. Maybe you want some more hot seat coaching, right? This is your chance for free hot seat coaching with me during this boot camp. So for those of you, even if you've already attended, I welcome you to come back. This is also your last chance to redeem the boot camp bonus bundle worth over $6,000. And your last chance to receive special prizes and drawings I do every day throughout the boot camp. Okay, so that's the first reminder. The last reminder before we get going today, we have a special limited time offer. As a thank you for joining this Facebook group, we extend a personal invite to you to schedule a complimentary 20-minute business strategy call with my resident expert and community manager, Heather Copey. Okay, that's a special thank you we do for people joining this Facebook group. So if you're in this Facebook group, this is our thank you to you. You get a complimentary 20-minute business strategy call with our resident expert, Heather Copey. On this call, this business strategy call, you're going to receive a thorough business audit checklist. Heather will dig in with you to learn what your business challenges and goals are so she can point you in the right direction with some free business training content tailored to your needs. based on what you tell Heather you want to learn, if we don't already have that resource, I will potentially create a free upcoming Facebook Live training just for you. And you'll leave that strategy call with recommendations on where you need to focus first in order to get to that consistent 10K month, right? And no, this is not a sales call. The 20-minute business strategy call is a complimentary perk of being a member of this Facebook group. We treat our members like family, and that's what this is all about. So I'm going to grab the link for you to schedule your complimentary business strategy call with Heather. And I'm going to drop it into the comments. Schedule, let me put it in the comments. I'll put it in all caps, super obnoxious. Schedule your complimentary business strategy call with Heather. And I put the link in the comments, and then Heather, if you also have that link, Heather, it's probably the same one I just dropped. Hopefully it's the same one I just dropped. If you could drop that into the comments too, Heather, for the group. So get that scheduled. That's a perk that you receive as a thank you for joining this group. All right, on to today's topic. I'll check the comments before I get going here. See who's with us. See what's going on. Trisha's going to be joining us for the boot camp. What's up, Trisha? Awesome. Trisha, we'll make sure we get you on the waiting list here. Very cool. Heather says, Trisha, you have a bunch of DMs for me. Check your DM message request folder. Yeah, you guys, it's wild on Facebook. Heather is really here. I have literally brought Heather onto my team to help support all of you guys, all 2,000 members in this Facebook group, so that if you need a training, Heather can find it for you. She's an expert at this. So a lot of you have a message from Heather in your message request folder. But if you're not friends with her yet, it's buried in that junk inbox. So you have to go to the 3 dots at the top where it says messages, and you've got to go to message request. And that's probably where you'll see the message waiting from Heather. You'll probably want to Facebook friend her so that it's easier to find those messages from her as well. What's up? Kate Yang is here. What's going on, Kate? Samaya's here with us. Trisha Ipekian in the house. What's up, Trisha? Fellow Ipekian. Michelle's here watching. Hey, Michelle, thanks for joining. Jacqueline's here with us today. Cool, cool. Renee, what's up? Another Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy member with us today. Cool. Good stuff, guys. I love my Academy members that go above and beyond what I teach in the Academy and join these calls too. You guys are rock stars. So let's get going on today's topic. Today's topic is how to overcome imposter syndrome so you can succeed in your coaching business. Lots to cover today because it's a juicy topic. If there's something specific you are struggling with around imposter syndrome, please drop it into the comments. I don't want this to be one of those Facebook Lives where I'm just talking at you. This is meant to be interactive. So yeah, I've got a lot to teach and to train you on this topic, but if there's something specific that you're struggling with, drop it into the comments. That's what I'm here for. So today's topic, and here's the bottom line when it comes to imposter syndrome, right? I could give you the best business blueprint in the world for your coaching business. I could hand that over to you, and I really could. I have it. I could hand it to you on a silver platter, but one thing could potentially hold you back. Now, what is that one thing? Right? You get this amazing business blueprint. It tells you everything you have to do to hit your financial target. What's the one thing potentially holding you back? Right? Coaches, we know it's your mindset. It's your mindset. So I'm talking today about imposter syndrome. I'm talking about self-sabotage. I'm talking about comparing yourself to other coaches. I'm talking about telling yourself that you're not good enough to make your coaching business work, right? So that's what we're going to be talking about today, how to overcome imposter syndrome so that you can succeed in your coaching business. So that once we hand you that blueprint, this is what to do to hit 6 figures, you don't self-sabotage with that imposter syndrome, right? So today I want to talk about how to get out of your head and into the game so you can successfully launch your coaching business. We're going to talk about the steps to take to overcome the imposter syndrome that could lead to self-sabotage when it comes to building your coaching business. And we'll talk about the secret on how to stop comparing yourself to other coaches and essentially wigging yourself out, right? Like, oh, I saw this other coach in my niche and they're doing XYZ and I could never do that. Right? So we're going to talk about how to stop comparing yourself to other coaches and wigging yourself out. As I'm going along here, please give me the old-fashioned IPEC interrupt. Ask a question if you feel stuck. Ask a question if you have a specific issue along the lines of this topic that you need help with. That's what these lives are for. So let's dig in here. Let's dig in. You guys will see me looking down every so often because I'm trying to check the comments and make sure I'm keeping up with your questions. And by the way, if I miss a question while I'm live today, I try not to. I try to answer each of your questions on this live. If I miss a question or if we go over in time, or if you're watching the replay, give me a hashtag live if you're here live. Give me a hashtag replay if you're here with the replay. I will circle back. I always circle back and try to hit up the comments that I didn't get the first time. Jen Delgado's with us today. What's up, Jen? Kurt's with us. What's going on, Kurt? Okay, let's get going, guys. Let's talk about imposter syndrome. Let's just talk about the concept of imposter syndrome in general. Now, here's the cool thing about this topic. It's like I'm preaching to the choir, right? You guys are coaches. This is what you coach your own clients on every single day. So today's the day where you can just kick back, relax, focus. All I ask for today is your focus, your attention. And now you're going to get the drill from me to you, right? You're spending all your time currently coaching your clients on things such as imposter syndrome. Today I'm talking to you, right? It's tough to coach ourselves. That's why coaches need coaches. Coaches need coaches because it is tough to coach yourselves. So that's what I want to talk you through today is the stuff you probably already know. You're doing it with your clients. We got to do it with yourself. Okay. Imposter syndrome, otherwise known as your inner critic. Side note, for those of you who were certified through IPEC, and I saw a couple of you just came in new. So again, I saw Trisha dropped in. She was from IPEC. Anybody else in here that just came into this live from IPEC? Drop into the comments if you're from IPEC. In IPEC, we call imposter syndrome, we call the inner critic your gremlin. And for those of you maybe certified at a different coach certification school, drop into the comments. What do you call your inner critic? What do you call imposter syndrome in your coach certification field? Because everybody's got a different name for it, right? In IPEC, we called it the gremlin. But as we learned as coaches, we all know this, the inner critic, the inner critic's job, the gremlin, as I learned in IPEC, the gremlin's job is to keep you safe and small, right? So in IPEC, we talked about the process of the AIR process of coaching the gremlin. That's what we learned. We learned the AIR process of coaching the gremlin. AIR is in the air you breathe. AIR stands for, A is awareness. So awareness meaning you have to bring that inner critic to the surface. Right? Because the inner critic, the little guy, the little gremlin, he's usually buried deep within you. He's usually in your subconscious. So the first step is we got to bring him to the surface, right? So you have to have that awareness, bring him to the surface. A great way to do this is to give him a name, right? So for those of you who have worked with this concept before, who's worked with the concept of gremlins before or imposter syndrome with their clients? Raise your pretend hands. Give me an emoji. And I want to hear if you've ever gone through this process before of learning about imposter syndrome or learning about your gremlin. Have you named your gremlin? If you have, drop the name of your gremlin into the comments, right? Because that's part of awareness. When you have some form of imposter syndrome, you're dealing with some form of an inner critic that's keeping you safe and small, that's telling you you're not good enough. The first thing you need to do is have an awareness that he is there, he exists somewhere within you. So you need to bring him to the surface. Part of you doing that is giving him a name. So if you have a name for your gremlin, drop his name into the comments, right? Drop his name into the comments. Now, part of the step of awareness is you need to at some point identify when the gremlin might originally have been created in your past, right? Because that's usually what happens here. The gremlin, the inner critic, he doesn't just come out of thin air to tell you, you suck, you stink, you're bad at this, He doesn't come out of thin air. He was created at some point in your past. Usually, this is pretty far back. Usually, right? It's back into, you got to think back to your childhood. You got to ask yourself the question, when was the first time you felt like an imposter or that you weren't good enough? Right? So all of you, I'm not asking you to drop this into the comments, but everybody think about the imposter feeling maybe you're feeling now with your coaching business. I'm not good enough. I can't do this. Other people are better than me. I wasn't cut out for this. You need to think back to childhood. When was the first time you felt like an imposter or that you weren't good enough? So we need to identify that. You need to look backwards. So this is all part of awareness, okay? Now, once you've separated him from yourself, given him a name, right? So we gave him a name. And then we reached into our past and we identified his point of origin. Next is integration, right? So this is the AIR process. We all learned this from IPAC. You guys know. You already learned this, but I'm reiterating it to you because you need to do this on yourself. It's not enough to just do this for your clients. You guys need to be doing this for yourself, right? So airing the process of the gremlin, airing the process of coaching the gremlin, the next step of AIR, the air we breathe, it's an acronym, is I. I is integration. Integration. Okay, integration. So integration is so interesting. Let's see, that lighting is a little funky. I don't know. Trying to get the light not to be totally messing up the board here. I don't know. Hopefully you guys can see that. So integration. Integration is embracing your imposter, your inner critic, as an important part of you. Fascinating, right? So instead of repelling him and saying, oh, my inner critic, I hate the guy, get him out of here, silence him, squash him, you're actually going to do the opposite. You're going to embrace that inner critic as an important part of you. And the reminder here is everything has a purpose. Each particular inner critic that each of you is dealing with was created for a particular purpose, right? An example could be the I don't want to be embarrassed inner critic, right? Maybe you don't want to do things because you don't want to get embarrassed, right? And that's part of that inner critic. And maybe he was created because of an embarrassment you once faced in the past. You faced some embarrassment in the past and you want to be protected from that in the future, right? Now, this inner critic, when he appears in many situations, usually it's a conditioned or trained response from the past, right? It's like the dog salivating at the bell. It's like Pavlov's law, right? This is something that happened in your past, right? And that's when that inner critic appears. He appears because he wants to protect you from that happening again. The problem is, right, it's a conditioned response. Now he's still appearing to protect you from that thing happening again, but it's no longer appropriate. It's no longer appropriate or needed. Now, whenever that inner critic appears at inappropriate times or is not helpful for a particular situation, it's because that inner critic is being displaced or generalized from habit, a limiting belief, or fear. So what's important with integration is that you need to identify why is my inner critic here today? Why? Okay, I want everybody to dig deep here. Why is your inner critic here today? Why is he here today? What is the purpose that your inner critic is trying to serve by holding you back? What is the purpose your inner critic is trying to serve by holding you back? Okay? Purpose. How might your inner critic be trying to actually protect you? That's a wild concept. Here we think he's trying to sabotage us. He's here trying to keep us from moving forward in our coaching business. But how might your inner critic be actually trying to protect you? Right? A lot of you guys have learned this already in your coach certification, or if you went to IPEC. You're doing this with your clients. You need to do it with yourself. When you feel that imposter syndrome creeping up, you need to stop what you're doing and go through some meditation and some journaling to pull this out of yourself. The last process of airing the gremlin, airing the inner critic, is our release. Release. So at this point, we are now aware he exists. We've given him a name. We've separated him from ourselves. There's some kind of a degree of separation, right? We've given him a name. We've identified where he came from in our past. We integrated him by identifying why is he here? What's the purpose he's trying to solve? How might he actually be trying to protect you? And now we're going to release him. Now you need to let go of your inner critic's control over you. Now it's time to release. Release your inner critic, right? Release your inner critic's control over you, and you want to work with him. Work with the little guy instead of trying to push against him, right? So if we know he's trying to protect us from something that happened in our past, but we also know that kind of protection is now holding you back and it's no longer serving you anymore, the question you have to ask yourself, right? How else would you like to use your inner critic's energy? You get a choice because the energy's there. Energy cannot be created or destroyed. So that little inner critic, he's still sitting there on your shoulder. So you got to do something with him. You got to do something. Give him a job. Give him a new job. How do you want to use his energy? Give the gremlin a job. It can be something related to your coaching business goal, right? It could be something related to your coaching business goal, or it could be related to something else entirely, right? And now at this point, so releasing, we're going to give him a job. Give him a job. Give him something to do, right? Give him something to do. Could be related to your coaching business. Could be related to something else entirely. And now at this point, you want to say to your inner critic silently, I thank you. I honor you. And I embrace you. We're not going to push him away and squash him because we're going to wake up the next day and he's still there, right? So we're going to say, I thank you, I honor you, I embrace you, and you are not needed to hold me back from achieving my dream of building my coaching business anymore. I can handle it from here, right? You're going to tell him, I no longer need you to protect me from, and then at that point, insert the purpose of the inner critic, the reason he's here today, the reason he's holding you back. So each of you have a reason he's here today from your own past. You got to have a conversation with the guy. Let him know, I no longer need that type of protection. I would like instead to use your energy, dear little inner critic. Maybe his name is Henry. Henry, I'm going to use your energy, right, of XYZ to help me do this instead. Give him a new positive job that's going to serve you instead of holding you back. And at this point, you want to imagine the little guy, Henry, let's say he's sitting on your shoulder and you're having this heart to heart, and he's telling you, I'd love to. I'm just here to help. I'm actually here to help. That's what he thinks he's doing based on something that happened in the past, right? He's here to help. So from all my IPEC coaches, go through this exercise for yourself. Please commit to doing that. Please commit to, put in the comments, I commit, whether you're from IPEC or not. I commit to doing this exercise. I want you to take some time to journal through this for yourself. Awareness of where he's from, what's the origin in your past, why is he here? Integrate, right? What's the purpose of him here today based on why he came in the past? How is he here to protect you? And then release. Accept him, embrace him, but give him a new job that's going to serve you. Do this on yourself, right? You coaches have amazing skills that you learned when you were certified as a coach. This is one of those things you got to go through yourself. Or do it with a peer coach, right? Connect to a peer coach. But don't avoid this and only do it with your clients. If you're feeling imposter syndrome, you got to go through this with yourself, right? I often whip out this gremlin exercise when I spot a client grappling with imposter syndrome, okay? All right, let me check the comments before we move on to the next topic here. Let me check the comments. What's up, Daniela? Hey, Jill Nicole with us today. Maria's here with us. Nancy's gremlin is Grindstone. Ooh, Nancy, why is his name Grindstone? I love that. Yep, Nancy says she's used the air process. It's extremely powerful. Trisha's gremlin is named Tanya. Love it. Yvette's here with us today. What's up, Yvette? Jeff is here with us today. Welcome, Jeff. All right. All right, let's keep going. So I want to talk about next, those of you who are struggling with comparing yourself to other coaches. Comparing yourself to other coaches, right? Because that can be something that stops you right in your tracks. You see another coach working in your field and you think, well, I could never do that, right? I could never do that. Look at their website. Look at their package. Look at their branding. I could never get to that point, so I might as well just throw it in. How many here have struggled with comparison? No shame. This is a safe space. This is a private group. Yeah, there's 2,000 of us here, but we're all in the same boat. It's a private group. Anybody struggle with comparison? So there's two things I want to talk about as it relates to comparison. When you start to, because comparing can be a good thing when it's part of your research, right? You do need to have some kind of a grip on who your competitors are. You can't just pretend it's not happening. You do need to do some research on who else is out there, but you cannot allow that research to sabotage your efforts, right? Oh, I can never be as put together as that person. Look how amazing their website looks. Look how amazing their package looks, right? So there's two things I want to say when it comes to comparing yourself to other coaches, when it gets to a point where you're self-sabotaging yourself. The first is, let me tell you what you're going to be doing. You need to be building a highly valuable package. You need to be building a highly valuable coaching package that puts all others to shame. And that is exactly what I help my clients to do. That's my superpower. That's why people hire me, right? I am good at helping you guys do that. I'm good at pulling out of your brain. Nancy and I worked on this the other day. Nancy has a beautiful signature methodology that she put together in the academy, right? So we have training on how to do that in my program, worksheets on how to do that in my program. And during the hot seat coaching, I'm able to pull that out of you, right? Pull out of your brain what we need to put on paper for your own highly valuable coaching package, right? Now, a part of building a highly valuable coaching package is you need to identify the missing link in the market. Here's what I mean by that. You need to write this down. Identify the missing link in the market. Here's what I mean by that. When you are looking at your competitors, which you should be, not to the point of it sabotaging you, right? But you should have a grip on, yeah, who else is in my space? Who else might my clients be interviewing with? What I want you to look for is, what's the missing link in the market? Meaning, what are your competitors not offering? What are they not offering that your ideal client avatars are begging for? You need to research that. You need to research that. And then guess what? We are going to set you apart by including that in your coaching package, right? That's part of what I help my clients do in the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. For those of you that want an example of what that looks like, you can go to my website, bettykempa.com. There is a link near the copy of this video to my Academy page. You're going to see a section of that page that says what sets us apart from the others. By the way, all of you need a section like that on your services page on your website. What sets us apart? And you'll see from me, you'll get 6 examples of what sets me apart from my competitors. How did I come up with that? By looking at what my competitors were doing and by looking at what my ideal client avatars were begging for. You need to identify what's the missing link in the market that everyone's begging for, but nobody's offering. And then guess what? We're going to bake that into your package. Okay, that's part of what I help my clients do. So that's part 1 of how to crush that. Like, oh, my competitors. Competitors are good. That means you've got a validated market. Woo, woo, that's good. The second thing we're going to do, the second thing I want to call out when it comes to letting this concept of, competitors, and it sabotages your efforts, right? You're comparing yourself to other coaches and you start to wig out, right? Oh my gosh, I can never get to that point. I'm so far behind. Here's what I want to tell you. Even with the best coaching package in the world, which is what I help my clients build, your clients are really buying time with you, with your energy, with your vibe, with your coaching style. So a competitor out there may have an awesome website, an awesome package, but they may get on a discovery call with your prospect and the prospect doesn't feel aligned. They don't feel it. So bring your whole self to the table. Show up, right? Like I'm doing today. I show up once a week. Here I am. And the right people will be attracted to you, to your energy. So don't ever forget that. It's not just a coaching package. It's not like we're sending people a gift basket. It's you. And there's only one of you out there. People are purchasing time with you, your energy. So please don't forget that when you start to get into that comparison funk. Okay? I want to talk next about limiting beliefs around money, which can also be a form of self-sabotage. I'm just reading comments here. What's up, Sandy? Sandy's with us. And guys, as I'm going through this, if you have questions on how this can work for you or what you're struggling with, please drop those into the comments. Please drop those into the comments. I want to talk about limiting beliefs around money because that has to do with imposter syndrome sometimes, right? I'll never make enough money. right? Those other coaches are super successful, but that couldn't be me. I could never be that successful. Only they could, because they're amazing. I couldn't be that, right? We start to get these limiting beliefs around who out there is going to be successful or make enough money. Okay, well, good for them. Only those types of coaches make money. I'm not going to be able to make that kind of money. I want you to write down some limiting beliefs you're currently holding about building a coaching business, or more specifically about replacing your corporate income with your new coaching business. Please write that down. Do it right now. Please do that right now. I want you to write down some limiting beliefs you're currently holding about building a coaching business, or more specifically about replacing your corporate income with your new coaching business. Do that now. Do that now. You're writing down some limiting beliefs that you're currently holding about building a coaching business, or more specifically, about replacing your corporate income with your new coaching business. Please select the one you believe is currently limiting you the most as it pertains to either raising your rates or being financially successful in your coaching business. Select the one that you feel like is currently limiting you the most as it pertains to making money in your coaching business, replacing your corporate income in your coaching business, raising your rates. Select the one that's limiting you the most. And I want you to complete the below exercise using that example. Many of you will recognize this line of questioning I'm about to share with you. Why? Because we do it with our clients. You guys are using these questions that you've learned in your coach certification program. You're doing it with your clients. You need to do it with yourself. Okay? So number one, so you're going to select that belief. Right? Whatever it is. Maybe it's I'll never replace my corporate income with a coaching business. Maybe that's your limiting belief. I'll never replace my corporate income with a coaching business. It's impossible. Maybe that's your belief. Select the one that's most true for you. So that's step one. Step two, I want you to ask yourself, how true is that belief really? How true is that belief really? Right? We do this to our clients. We challenge our clients like this. Time to challenge yourself. How true is that belief really? Number three, what evidence do you have to support that belief? Where's the evidence? Number four, where did you get that idea from? Right? These limiting beliefs come from somewhere. It's usually a narrative that stuck with us early on in life. Where did you get that idea from? Number five, how has that belief affected you? Right? How has that belief, you're attaching yourself to this belief. How has it affected you? One of my favorite questions, number 6, why does that belief have to be true for you? I love that one. That's one that saved me. When I first started researching, like, how much does the average coach make? How much does the average? And I sat down one day and I said, well, why does that have to be true for me? I don't know what they did in their business to try to make things work. Just because that's true for somebody else, why does that have to be true for me? Think about the people out there who have succeeded in life, or who are not just coaches, but just people in general. Mentors, people you look up to that are just amazing, that are killing it in life. And they see the other people out there struggling and they said, well, why does that belief have to be true for me? This is one of the most powerful questions you can ask yourself. And next, how can you let that belief go? Please drop into the comments right now. All of you at this point has identified some kind of a limiting belief that you're holding around why you may or may not be successful in your coaching business. All of you has thought of that for yourself. Please drop into the comments right now. How can you let that belief go? Please drop that into the comments right now. I want to hear it. Each of you is struggling with a limiting belief around why you may not be successful, why you may not be able to replace your corporate income with your new coaching business. Whatever it is, it's different for everybody. But what I want to hear in the comments, how can you let that belief go? Please drop that into the comments, because what I'm going to ask you to do is to commit to that today. Because the last question is, how can you put that into action immediately? Put into action, right? So please drop into the comments, how can you let that belief go? I want to hear it. Let's all make some commitments together today. Let's make some commitments. How can you let that limiting belief go? And last but not least, how will you put that into action immediately? How will you put that into action immediately? Maybe you'll book a discovery call with us. Maybe you'll book a business strategy call with Heather. But let's take some action to crush those limiting beliefs. Let's take some action today. Drop into the comments, how are you going to let that belief go? Gail, I have to put myself out there so I can attract the right clients. Yes, Gail, yes. And Gail, how will you put yourself out there? Tell us more. What's one thing you'll do this week, Gail, to put yourself out there? I love it. Roman, yeah, we've got it in writing. Get with Heather, Roman. Heather can send this over to you in writing. What's up, Meredith? Thanks for joining us. What's up, Amy? Nice to see you, Amy. What's up, Sarah? Tammy's here. Sandy's here. Okay, just going down, making sure I can catch all your comments. Going live on Facebook. Love it, Gail. Going live on Facebook. And Gail, you guys, Saturday I have a post where I allow you guys to promote. So Gail, if you're going live and you want to promote that live, post in the Saturday post. Let us know how we can support you. Or on Tuesdays, we do a LinkedIn engagement post. So if you're posting on LinkedIn about going live, post that in the LinkedIn engagement post Tuesday, but let us support you. Way to go, Gail. All right, before we hop off the call today, a couple more quickies that I want to cover with you. I want to talk about a journaling exercise that all of you should be doing at some point. You guys, I'm covering a lot of ground today, so you're probably, some of you, going to need to watch the recording because I'm giving you a lot of goods. We're moving kind of fast here. Journaling exercise. At some point, you need to sit down and create some kind of a journaling exercise that's essentially going to be your win file. Okay. Number one, in this journaling exercise, I want you to list all of the reasons you are qualified as a coach in your field. List all of the reasons why you are qualified as a coach in your field. What is the transformation you're giving? Why are the results you're giving worth what you want to charge? Okay? And I'm going to drop this into the comments, okay? I'm going to drop this into the comments. So journaling exercise, the first part of this exercise, list all the reasons why you're qualified as a coach in your field. I just dropped this into the comments. What's the transformation you're giving? Why are the results you're giving worth what you want to charge? That's number one. Number two, this is all part of a journaling exercise. So for now, you guys, I just want you to write down these questions. And after this call, I want you to do this journaling exercise, or I want you to schedule time to do this journaling exercise. Number two, I just dropped this into the comments. Go back to a time to when you were struggling with what your clients are currently struggling with. What would it have been worth to you back then to have help overcoming your pain point and achieving your goal? Most of us, we're a version of our clients that we're helping. By the way, you only need to be 2 steps ahead of your clients. You don't need to be a guru, right? And I say that with like, kind of a face, because like, you don't need to be some master guru. You only need to be 2 steps ahead of your clients. Go back to a time when you were struggling with what your clients are currently struggling with. What would it have been worth to you back then to have help overcoming your pain point and achieving your goal? The next question. This is part of the journaling exercise. I'm dropping these into the comments for you. How much money have you spent on your certification, your coach certification, your learning, and your qualifications? So for example, maybe you spent 5 figures for an IPEC certification. Maybe you have spent X amount of dollars on books, X amount of dollars on, being certified in different assessments, ACC, PCC, right? You guys spent a lot of time and money getting certified. List that out. This is part of a journaling exercise to help you see why you freaking rock. This is to help you look at that imposter syndrome and say, buddy, look at all that I've accomplished. Look at all that this package is worth something because of all of the different things I've done to become skilled at my practice. This is your win file, right? So number 3 is, how much money have you spent to learn what you've learned? Number 4, I'm dropping this into the comments. How much time have you invested to get to where you are now? Right? Because you guys, the amount of money you invested on you know how much money I've invested in becoming skilled at business? Over 6 figures. I've invested over 6 figures in becoming skilled at business, marketing, and sales. And I invest year after year after year. Why? So I can become skilled for my clients. But all of you have already invested time and money in becoming skilled. So the next time your imposter syndrome is like, oh, you're not that great, I want you to pull out your journaling exercise and be like, no, you freaking rock. And the coaching that you do is valuable. The last thing I want you to anchor to in this journaling exercise, this is the last question that I want you to do in this journaling exercise. I want you to list, why is it important for you to achieve a 6-figure coaching business? And I want you to keep digging deeper and deeper. Each time you list a reason, I want you to ask again, why? Well, I want to support my family. Why? Because that's the most important thing in my life. Why? Because I want my kids to have a better life than I did. Why? When you can anchor so strongly to your mission, to your why, that will crush your imposter syndrome. So the 5 questions I just dropped into the comments, please commit to scheduling time this week. Schedule about 30 minutes, 20 minutes to do this journaling exercise. And every time that imposter syndrome creeps in, you're going to crush it with this journaling exercise. You're going to look back through your notes and be like, no, I have spent so much time and money becoming an expert, right? And I have a mission that I'm attached to that's more important than this imposter syndrome. This journaling exercise will crush any remaining feelings you have around being an imposter. Okay? Last but not least, I want to talk about money affirmations. I call them morning money affirmations. So for those of you afraid of selling your coaching package, for those of you afraid of raising your prices, I want you to create a list of money affirmations that will put you in the right headspace to feel confident in selling your coaching services. Okay, money morning affirmations. Here are a couple to get you started. And I want you to add to this list and read it aloud each morning. I'm going to drop this into the comments. These are all related to the imposter syndrome we create around selling our services, right? Oh, nobody's going to really buy this. Oh, if I raise my rates, nobody's going to purchase. Okay, I'm going to drop these into the comments. I want you guys to be reading these aloud every morning. These are money morning affirmations. I'm dropping this into the comments. Here we go. Number one, the most important one. The most important one. The only limits that exist are the ones you put there. The first time I made 6 figures in 1 week, do you think I ever thought that was possible back in the days I was working a corporate job? I never thought that was possible. But when I released those limits, anything became possible. The only limits that exist are the ones you put there. Number 2, when it comes to selling a coaching package, those of you afraid to raise your rates, those of you afraid to put a price on your coaching package, I want you to repeat after me. If my clients have more skin in the game, meaning they pay for your services, they are more likely to show up to do the work that it takes to achieve their goals. Number 3, for those of you, oh, I don't want to charge this price. My people can't afford this price. I want you to repeat after me. I put this in the comments. I will not put my beliefs or judgments around money onto my clients. Other people's finances are none of my business. Don't put your beliefs or your limiting beliefs around money onto your prospects or onto your clients. Okay, other people's finances are none of my business. You anchor to what you're worth. Other people's finances are none of your business. Number 4, money affirmation number 4, I want you to be repeating each morning to yourself. Number 4, in order for me to help as many people as possible, I need to stay in business. In order for me to stay in business, I need to charge sustainable rates to support my family. Right? And last but not least, before we call it for the day, number 5, money morning affirmation number 5, you guys should be doing these each morning. I don't charge by the hour because my coaching is valued at so much more than just that hour of coaching. Okay? What are clients paying for? Are they paying for an hour of coaching with you? No. Clients are paying for the total Clients are paying for the total accumulation of all the time and money I've spent thus far in honing in on my experience. That's what they're paying for. The total accumulation of all the time and money I've spent thus far in honing in on my expertise. Clients are paying for my streamlining and curating information and for shortening the time it would take for the client to figure out how to do this themselves. If they would ever figure out how to do this on their own. Some people would never figure out how to do this on their own. And clients are paying for not just the hour of coaching, but for the time you spent preparing for the call and sending prep work and homework after the call. So remember that when you get in your head about raising my rates, they're not paying for an hour of coaching. They're paying for all those other things. Okay, really important. So as we close out for today, I want you to remember this, write this down. How to demolish imposter syndrome. It's two things. It's mindset plus blueprint. Demolishes imposter syndrome. If you're going to take anything away today, please write that down. I'm dropping that into the comments. Mindset plus blueprint demolishes imposter syndrome. You need both. You need both, right? There are 5 steps to replace your corporate income with a 6-figure coaching business. This is, of course, what I teach in the Corporate to 6-Figure Coach Academy. I teach the 5 C's of building a 6-figure coaching business. You got to choose the right niche, nail your messaging and your positioning. That's number 1, part of your blueprint. Number 2, you got to create a killer coaching package that includes a signature methodology and a high value coaching package. Should be worth double the ticket, and you should be able to sell 1 to 2 packages per month to hit your financial target. Right? That's what I help my clients do. Part 3 of the blueprint, I call it Curtains Up, Launch Your Brand. This is your website launch, right? This is the launch of your business. Most people that I see that aren't getting help, they go live, they pay someone to do their website, and then it's crickets. They post on Facebook, hey, my website's live. Their friends and family and their fellow coaches say, oh my gosh, great job. And then it's crickets, right? So part of the blueprint is a launch, a successful launch. You got to get people excited about your brand launch. Part 4 of your launch, part 4 of your blueprint is the client attraction system. You need a system to attract clients. This should not be throwing spaghetti on a wall. You should not be waking up on a Tuesday wondering, what do I do to attract clients today? You need a client attraction system in place. There are certain things you need to do every day, every week to attract clients, right? A big piece of this will be delegating and outsourcing and automating, but you need to learn what that looks like. And part 5 of this blueprint is closing the deal. You need a discovery call script. And as a reminder, you should not be doing all the heavy lifting on the discovery call. You should be educating prospects on who you are and what you offer before the call. This is what I teach in the Corporate to 6-Figure Coach Academy. This is my blueprint. So yes, you need the blueprint, and you also need the mindset, right? That's why in my program, we have a money mindset coach. You can't have one without the other. These 2 things are like rocket fuel to help you demolish imposter syndrome, okay? So there you have it, guys, how to overcome imposter syndrome when starting your coaching business. Please drop a comment below. What is your biggest takeaway from today's lesson? Because we covered a lot. We covered a lot. I probably should have split this into like 3 or 4 Facebook Lives versus putting it all in one, but I was very excited and I wanted to get through it all today. So I just want to comment. Give me one commitment that you're going to make coming out of today's Facebook Live. Drop into the comments. We're going to wrap our arms around each other and support each other with those commitments. When you make a commitment out loud, when you put pen to paper, when you share it with others, it's more likely to happen. So drop into the comments. I want to hear either what is your biggest takeaway from today's lesson, or I want to hear what is your one commitment coming out of today's lesson. Drop that into the comments. Hey, we got another Betty here. Betty Rice. What's up, Betty Rice? Tammy's going to do some journaling. Love it, Tammy. Would love for you to share that with us in the academy. Good job, Tammy. Please, guys, continue to, before you, don't show up for these lives just to hear me like jibber jabber. I want you to walk away with an action item. I shared a lot of information with you today. Please share what is your biggest takeaway from today's lesson, or what is one thing you'll commit to doing differently. As always, if you're ready to build your six-figure coaching business, there is a link to book a discovery call. If you click on the video, you'll see a link to apply for your discovery call. And Heather, the link that I'm dropping in, Heather, is the link for them to apply for the discovery call. So Heather, if you want to drop that in, go ahead. But it's also in the copy attached to this video. There's a link for you to apply for a discovery call. You could also reach out to Heather Copey. You can see if you're a good fit for the Corporate to Six-Figure Coach Academy. We love speaking with you guys. We love learning more about your coaching business goals and exploring whether we could help you achieve them. Link to book a call is in the copy near this video. Gail says she's going live this week. Yes, Gail, we're here to support you. Trisha's committing to journaling and affirmations. Yes, Trisha, I love it so much. All right, guys, keep it coming. I will see you here same time next week. If you have a request for a topic, please reach out to Heather and let her know what you'd like to learn more about. We either have that training already in our vault and Heather will get that to you, or I will potentially create a training on that topic just for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Let's go out there and get it. Let's put that imposter syndrome in the back seat of the car. You've got the driving wheel, and let's make it happen this week. All right, guys, talk soon.